Parsha Shmos, Shlishi. The Aliyah opens up by telling us that Moshe Rabbeinu, after living in the palace for a while, goes out vayar b'siv losam, and he sees the pain of the Jewish people that they're going through. And he specifically notices one Jew getting beaten by a Mitzri, and he looks this way and he looks that way, and then he kills the Mitzri and he buries him in the sand. Well, Rashi tells us that the Jew was the husband of Shlomis Bas Divri, and the night before, that Egyptian who had his eyes on her came into the house, took that Jew, woke him up, and sent him out to go work. And then he went back and unfortunately lived with Shlomis Bas Divri. And after he realized that the Jew understood what had happened to his wife, he was beating him the entire day. Well, the next day when Moshe Rabbeinu goes out, now he sees two Jews that were fighting. And Rashi tells us that it was Dasan and Aviram. And he says to one of them, "Why would you be hitting him?" And he looks at him and he says, "Who placed you as a judge over us? Are you going to kill me just like you killed the Egyptian yesterday?" And at this point, Moshe realized, they know what happened. And the pasuk says, "Vayira Moshe, vayomer achei noda hadavar." It says that he was afraid, and the matter is known. And Rashi tells us that on one level, the fear was, a natural fear. But on an even deeper level, it was because he recognized that if these people are snitching on each other, then maybe it makes sense that they're going through this trouble, and maybe they're not going to be redeemed. But the psukim go on to tell us that Paro found out about what happened because Dasan and Aviram told him, and now he's out to kill Moshe Rabbeinu. Rashi points out that he actually handed over Moshe to the executioner, and he put the sword onto Moshe, but the sword had absolutely no effect on Moshe Rabbeinu. And at this point in time, Moshe Rabbeinu runs away, and he heads off to Midian. Now, Rashi points out that there was a little bit of politics that was going on in Midian at the time. See, the Kohen Midian, who we know as Yisro, separated himself from idol worship. And since the people didn't like that, they told him that you can't be a part of us anymore. Now, in turn, when Moshe Rabbeinu shows up in Midian, he comes to the well and he finds these 7 daughters of Yisro himself are there. They're trying to get water, but the people are trying to get rid of them, telling them that they have to leave because they're the daughters of Yisro, this person who did this terrible thing, separating himself from idol worship. Moshe goes over and he helps out the girls and he gets them the water. They come home, they tell their father what happened. He says, "Invite that man into our house." He comes in, Moshe Rabbeinu stays with him, and ultimately he marries Tzipporah. Now the Aliyah concludes by telling us that during this time when Moshe was in Midian, Vayamas melech Mitzrayim, that the king of Egypt died. Rashi says that it wasn't literally that he died, but that he got saras, he got leprosy, and he thought that what would cure his leprosy would be to kill Jewish babies and to bathe in their blood. And in turn, the pasuk says that Klal Yisrael was crying out because of what was happening and because of the work. And at this point in time, the Aliyah ends by telling us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu heard their cries, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is remembering the bris, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu ultimately is going to take us out.